Welcome to part 2, Cats in Camo's review of the ISSC M22, also known now as Isaac. We're going to double tap the torso on the left, and then we have 5 zombie heads set up. And honestly, the resistance level on those plates is set up for 9mm and 45, so Isaac may not knock them down, but he's going to make them feel bad. The goal is to hit each one of them once and then double tap the torso on the right. That's 9 targets. I have 10 rounds. If it goes great, we're going to give our ISSC a shot at the 40-yard gong. It's an 8-inch target at 40 yards set into the hill. It's been hard to see. We'll find out how it goes today. But the ISSC going hot on the steel range. You hit them high enough they still tip over. So I missed one right over the top, which you probably saw at home, which keeps me from giving Isaac a shot at the mothership.
Alright everyone, it's my turn to shoot the ISSC M22, or as I like to call him, Isaac.
My replacement. So Allie's going to do her version of my steel course, done up alley style. So by alley style I mean bowling alley style. You see, I can do that too, and it worked about as well. Allie,
we've got bowling pins and shaving cream. We've got 4 pins to knock down, and hopefully with the finale of the shaving cream.
Great, I get to be the finale, but I don't get to play. You're just using my stuff. Great. All right, the ISCC. Loaded, not chambered. You violent thing. You and Isaac.
I'm taking him home with me.
It's fate.
Alright everyone, we are back from the range with my Isaac. I mean, the ISSC M22.
My Isaac. Well, now we know what the M stands for. It's Isaac My 22. Awesome. I've been thrown over by a handgun. Next week there will just be Isaac sitting in this chair to review your gun. No, you need me. Obviously, Allie formed a bond with this gun. I think it started even before we went out on the range, but we did have an immensely fun time shooting this gun. So let's go right to the review. 8 categories, scoring 1 through 5. Let's start off with comfort of grip. I found it to be very comfortable and very easy doing drills where you put the gun away, draw it back out, put it away, draw it out, to find the right spot, the sweet spot in your grip where the gun sat right where it was supposed to every time. Very impressed with that, and I'm giving it a 4.
I picked it up, it felt comfortable, and then him and I just started talking about stuff, and I didn't even realize I was still holding the gun. It just blended into my hand, it became one with my hand, which...
Luckily, she doesn't talk with her hands and point.
So, for that reason, I gave it a 5.
Let's talk about the sights. The only downside to this particular model is that the front sight being a little bit shorter, the paint blip on it is almost rectangular horizontal instead of vertical, where it gives you a good blade front sight. It almost seems a little flat, and that makes the pinpoint accuracy a little bit more difficult. So I'm actually downgrading that just slightly. I wish they could have fixed the front sight on this. I gave it a 2.
Well, that didn't bother me. I mean, they seemed industry standard to me. They did seem, again, you got ball and cup design, white on both, nothing spectacular, just decent average sights. So 3.
Well, when you're in love, you overlook flaws. Let's talk about the trigger on this. In their attempt to make this as much like a Glock as possible, the trigger is actually very much like a Glock. And so they succeeded in their goal and made it into an industry standard trigger. So I'm giving it a 3 for the trigger.
I really enjoyed this trigger. First of all, it's double bladed, which I love double bladed triggers.
Safety blade, yeah.
And then firing it, I just felt comfortable. I knew when it was going to fire. I knew how much I needed to pull back. It was wonderful.
It shows in how you shot.
Oh, yeah.
It really does.
So I gave it a 5.
Well, let's talk about perceived recoil. In this case, this gun is above average on the perceived recoil because it keeps the muzzle pointed in the direction you want to go. I mean, you are there. It's easy to do double, triple, whatever you want to do, because it's fast back on target. I gave it a 4.
I would have to agree where I almost feel like I could do some speed shooting with this gun because of how much you can just go from point to point to point, and there's not a lot of kickback.
She was ready to do tactical drills with this.
So 4, I have to agree, 4 out of 5.
Well, let's talk accuracy. I gave it a 3 because it's kind of it's an average industry standard 22. It's not exceptional for marksmanship. Part of it, I feel, is the front sight, but part of it too, the gun wasn't designed to be taken to a 22 slow fire course where you're putting 5 rounds in a quarter size target at 25 yards. It does its job for what it's supposed to do. So industry standard, I gave it a 3.
I shot 10 for 10 and 5 for 5. I shot 100%. I never missed once with this gun. So for accuracy, I gotta give it a 5.
Let's talk about ease of reload. The magazine's pop free, dropping the slide, worked clean, not great. It's kind of a small gun with minimalist stuff. The takedown lever isn't real easy to hit, but it works. I'm giving it a 3.
Well, I think I had a little more success with being able to hit the button. It drops clean, click it back in. There was even times when I was practicing, I could click it back in without looking. Just drop it, put it back in, and it went in clean. The only kind of negative side or downside is it's not an ambidextrous gun, which a lot of guns aren't. I understand that. So I gave it a 4.
Well, let's talk about reliability. It doesn't cycle well. It jams on everything. They call it a jam-o-matic and other much less polite things. But the truth is, if you read the instruction guide or read the forums of people who actually shoot this gun and like it, it's really clear on on the fact that it has a break-in period and it has a list of which ammos you're supposed to use on this gun. Granted, they're the more expensive ones for a 22, but the gun will not run clean until it's got 100 rounds through it. And those first 100 rounds, it's going to fail to eject on almost every one of those 100 rounds. And about the 150 mark, it just purrs. You keep it lubricated and you use the right ammunition. We run Thunderbolt through this and it runs clean, really clean. But because of the break-in period, I'm still giving it a 3 because it's 1 on the 100 rounds and a 5 after that because it does purr.
That's a very good point, because if I were to give my score first and be like, I'm giving it a 5, people would be like, what? How? No, you're insane. But it is true.
See? It is true.
No!
She's going to hit me before this episode is over.
It's true that I did get to shoot a gun that's already broken in. I didn't have to go through the first 100 or first 150. I got to shoot it after that when it was broken in and we got the right ammo in it and it just sung. It was just beautiful, no problems, no issues, no nothing. So I am giving it a 5 because I got to shoot a broken-in version.
Let's talk about ease of maintenance and cleaning. This gun is way above average. It's another one of the barrel is mounted to the frame, so there's no extra pieces. But taking it down is really simple. There's nothing that can get lost. And putting it back together, it slides on every time. And this is the only 22 I own that I can take apart and put back together with my eyes closed. So for ease of maintenance and cleaning, I'm giving it a 4.
My big selling point, if you've watched our series before, is the fewer the pieces, the better it is for ease of maintenance and cleaning for me. And I love that the barrel is attached. It's one less piece you got to deal with, and it just seems like, again, it seems really simple, really easy to take down, to clean, and having it be a little difficult to, again, you have to remember to put it on just right, otherwise it will stick. But once you get that down and you get used to it, then it runs more smoothly. So I would have to agree, 4 out of 5.
Let's add it up and see what we come out with. If you look at my 8 categories, we come up with 26.
My score added up comes up to 35. One of the things we don't score is the price of a gun. So I gotta ask, with my score being as high as it is, how much does this gun cost?
Allie, true love can be had for $329. That is the manufacturer's suggested retail price, and as almost always, the street value on the gun is less than that. I should call it the internet value. Street value makes it sound like you're buying Isaac out of somebody's trunk. For a while, they had a sale on these last fall where you could find them for $199 out the door. That was a limited sale. I'm sorry. That's where I got. But you can still find this gun for in $250, a little bit less.
That's not bad.
No. So if you're willing to go through the break-in process, this is an amazing deal and value. It's a wonderful. I'll just let you tell the story. It's a wonderful gun.
It is a wonderful gun. It's an awesome gun, and I love it. It's my favorite gun so far, if you couldn't tell by the numbers.
And the giggling.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if you enjoyed this video, point those crosshairs at the like button down below, and stay tuned for more reviews coming soon. See you then.
And Allie is now running away with Isaac for the rest of the show. I guess I'm doing this solo. But don't pet Isaac. He gets excited easily.